And then now, welcome back to the Choey and Jandlers, the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Jandler.
Welcome, Jandler and Choey.
Wait, is she the one that Jandler back?
Yeah, she's the one that did the Jandler back. did you hear that episode, Hooks?
What I like is that you didn't edit any of that stuff out. So it's like all the episodes. It's just like the outtakes. Like I'll just check to edit it out. I'm like,
so what stuff
you didn't edit it out though. It's out there.
So what stuff I just like leave it.
What happened? What did I miss?
You were on when we were pop topping. I was like, hey, so I'm gonna say welcome Hooks, and you say welcome Jandler back, and you actually said, and you were like, so I said welcome Jandler back. I was like, no, just say welcome Jandler, and you actually literally said welcome Jandler back, and I was like, I think I just rolled my eyes, like whatever, carry on.
Dude, so I didn't get to say it in the last episode, so I want to just kind of reference it, and we're going back. Right. And the only reason it made me think of it, I was putting out a bunch of applying for jobs and stuff through Indeed and ZipRecruiter. Oops. And there was this school district that said Lower Kushakoim or something. I don't know how to say but the first one was lower, so I got that one easy. But it was Kushako or whatever, and it said it was in Florida. Uh-huh. So I was like, okay, maybe part of some Seminole thing. And no, it was Kushoho. Kisco. But so here's the thing. Don't even try to figure it out, because I thought that it was some Native American type thing, and it kind of maybe was. And I get an email from their superintendent or assistant superintendent yesterday saying, hey, check out this website. This kind of gives you a background as far as what we're talking about and what it all is involved in teaching in our district. Turns out it's a school district up in Alaska, and it's not Native. It's Native Americans but Inuit tribe, Eskimo type stuff.
Right.
And I was I had to be nice about it, at least be professional and say, hey, thank you so much for the opportunity, but not right now. Because one of the things he talks about is make sure you keep a good storage of emergency food, because the food and mail takes a while to get to their villages sometimes.
You mean you wouldn't carpool every day?
Dude, I was like, what? There's a guy that was participating from Alaska in the program because it was fully online.
Remote, yeah.
And the dude's school district, one of the things you were supposed to go do was to go visit other campuses in your district and talk about certain stuff with their leadership.
Yeah.
And he had in the middle of class is hey, that's gonna be a little bit of a difficult problem, because in order to go from campus to campus, they take a boat for a few hours, or they fly on one of those little baby planes.
Man, so he's really out there.
Why do that? An online program based out of Texas. Second, what? I would lose my mind if I was out in the middle of nowhere like that.
Is the money good in Alaska? Because I would say,
I don't know. You can't spend it, so I'm sure it's probably all right. But then I don't have that whale blubber shoes or whatever.
Because I know when I first joined the Navy, I met somebody that used to they would do this seasonal thing where they would go out to Alaska, kind of in the wilderness, and every mile or so they would drop this marker in the ground, helping try and locate oil.
Yeah.
Man, they said they'd only work maybe 4 or 5 months, if that, and they were getting banked. They're talking 400,000.
I think Alaska's got a lot of oil and stuff because nobody ever goes there.
Yeah.
It's just nothing but Eskimos and wolves.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe crab, right? Because isn't that where king crab? Alaska?
Oh, is that where they do that? No, that's
the deadliest catch. Yeah,
is that deadliest catch?
I thought about that stuff until I got watching. They're yeah, some people die, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But I'm just saying, 3 months on a boat with a bunch of dudes, and then I might die.
But you got bank, man.
If not, otherwise, I get washed overboard, and the next thing you know, these dudes making more money because there's more, the same amount of money is split less ways. And I was like, that's crazy. And I'm just thinking, I don't ever want to be one of those statistics. Oh, I was having this discussion with a teacher at summer school the other day, and they're like, why don't you get in the ocean? I'm like,
far out to do that? It's not 5 feet away.
Yeah, they can come all the way up, dude.
Not the big ones.
I don't know how big a shark has to be in order to bite my leg off. But I can tell you this. I've been stung at least 3 or 4 times by a bee. Yeah. I guarantee if I was bit by a shark, I'd be able to tell you how many times I was bit by a shark.
You know what I tell people, especially if you go to the beach or by the shore, and get in the water then, you got to
just see. We're poolside right now. You can see if somebody pees or poops in that thing. You can see the poop. But the pee's at least drowned out by the chlorine. What was the ocean? It's guaranteed there's animal pee and poop in there because that's all they. It's not like the fish gets out of the water on the side and shit. It's on the side of the beach.
What was it in Caddyshack? A Baby Ruth? Never a dull moment with you.
Have fun at
No, so one thing I want to talk about, all right, and this happened more in Illinois, but it happened now it's summertime.
Hello.
Yeah, you get, we're still here.
There's just all conversation.
I know, it's just all this. Well, this is the whole full site chat was about conversations anyway.
I'm like,
But
Super Turbo Cafe Hours, nothing.
but well, it's summertime. But every time I try and talk about this is why you don't have 3 people on the show because there's too many. There's too many directions going on. But no, like you guys, like out of all the teachers I hang out with, I'm the only one who time matters. Like if I tell you hey, I'm leaving in 5 minutes, most people, it's like 20 minutes later.
For me, it's like you're gonna add on 20.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember Juan from UTSA?
Yeah.
He was the worst at it, and he lived straight up 5 minutes from my house.
Right.
At any given time, no matter where I live, wherever he lived, we always ended up like 5 minutes. You get in your car, 5 minutes. And he was like, hey, man, I'm going to be on the way in a little bit. We'll head out to the club or head out to the bar. Sounds good. All right, man, I'm leaving in 10. Okay, sounds good. So, like, 30 minutes later, unless he's walking backwards on his knees, he's supposed to be in my house, right?
Right.
Hey, well, yeah, I'm right down the street. I'm like 5 minutes away. And I'm like, you're 5 minutes away in your house, like in the parking lot.
Right.
And he's like, and he would just laugh. I'm like, it's not funny. Like, I mean, don't lie to me.
I did it more when I lived in Illinois, but I've done it with some of the teachers before, too. When I'm like, let's say I want to be there at like 7. All right. Time for cheers around the world.
Okay.
All right, so remember Germany?
Germany. Prost.
Mexico.
Well, unfortunately, we're not in Mexico. Brazil.
But I'm from there.
Not Brazil. Yeah, Brazil.
Sade.
Sade.
Oh, what's up now?
South Korea.
Ciao.
South Korea.
Skål. Fun.
Again, you're
I got some
making.
European here.
You're not in there.
No, but
you
we're doing countries that listen to us right now. You're.
Identify on Spotify as being from there, and then we're gonna-
England.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Let's
Top
watch
of the
the
morning
soccer
to you.
match.
Australia.
Oh, there we go. Put a strip on the Bobby.
Some
The
Bar-
dingo.
I want to play with my Barbies.
And Barbados.
Barbados.
I was like, cheers. I don't even know the accent for those people.
Barbados.
Cheers. That
That's
probably is
kinda
some kind of
close.
island accent, you know? Yeah.
We're like, oh, cheers, man. No, that's not even how we talk.
Playing a steel drum.
Yeah,
And they're like, I hate you now.
They're like, oh, we're not Bob Marley.
What we've been failing to mention is this is the Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour summer school editions, you know? Some poolside chats, you know? Again, poolside, enjoying. I'm glad we moved over here. I originally was over here, but like I thought you wanted sun or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's a lot cooler here.
I'm bald, man. Like,
Yeah, I know.
It's going to burn.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I'm sweating mine off. Right?
Yeah. Hey, tell Hooks about your beeping story.
Oh, okay. So, last time we had some filming sessions, Jandler was good enough to get us the toys and
Hey.
this toy.
Yeah.
And so I was super excited about it, and then you'll hear it on like one of the last couple episodes. Like I go off, and you can hear the point where he's kind of irritated. He's like, "You really like that?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I do."
Yeah.
So
You got to lean
I bring-
into the mic, by the way.
I bring
Okay.
it. I bring all this stuff in afterwards, and we're done recording for the time. And like my youngest is like a natural using the bleep button to the point where I got irritated. I'm like, "You need to stop your." Because he would just go and like he would be able to bleep everything out, just boom, 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 and I was like, God, man, like I can see why Jandler got irritated.
I wasn't irritated. I was just like he just wouldn't stop, and I was like, man, it's like
It's fine.
we know what to get him for
Choice.
Christmas now, right?
Meaning of
No, we
choice.
don't. No, we don't. No, I don't want to have to deal with it. I had to hide this as it was. Like, and I hid it twice
Kids
because he
find
found it
everything,
the
let me
first
tell
time.
you.
So I was like, no, we're not playing that. Like,
Does he call you when you're at work? Hey, Dad, come home and make me some lunch.
no, not yet.
Not
But
yet.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to this episode and get that idea.
Do your kids know your?
Yes, we got to boost our listeners, so they're all on there.
Yeah.
My wife's not exactly excited about it.
I'm trying to get him to force his kids to be mandatory listeners, you know?
Yeah.
Bring up that age group. Technically, when I've done a lot of reading research, you like you want your podcast to aim towards certain age groups. And our age group, the people that like our target audience is a lot of like people around our age and a little bit older anyway. Not like old, but I mean they're like basically around our age.
Yeah.
So I mean the ideas of us getting these teenagers and 20-year-old probably not really that big a problem because we're not really speaking their
Our
messages.
personality appeals to all ages.
Yeah, I agree.
Just if you have like kindergartners listening, that's probably gonna be some interesting stuff.
I bet when I listen to this now, you're gonna hear this whisper is gonna be Hooks because she's like leaning back and she's leaning back and she's not really talking loud anyway.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Maybe you should make like an extra credit assignment for your kids.
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah, bonus.
Make some inferences about what you heard.
We call it what we have blended learning this year. Listen to this podcast and respond.
Put it on your website. Tell the parents, hey, you want your kids to pass.
Flip your classroom. Right?
Mr. Bing needs some extra money coming in from the podcast advertisements.
We're trying to build back up to where we can. We've never been able to officially record ads, but there was a point where we were on that level that if an ad we could have done it. Now we got to get. We're at like last I looked, we're at 68 out of 100. We need 32 more Spotify listeners, and then we're eligible again. Because we're putting episodes out like.
I know he's cranking it out, wearing out the talent.
So this is like I've mentioned it probably multiple episodes, but this was Choey's idea, right?
Oh yeah.
The whole podcast was Choey's idea. But what did you say the other day when I was telling you everything I'm doing? Yeah, I was telling him all the stuff I'm doing this summer, and hey, say it again because I cut you off.
I created a monster. Like seriously, like you went crazy with it. Like I just thought, we'd sit there, figure out a way to like record on one mic and sit there and just tell stories about back in the day. Because like I see like I got the idea from the Only Murders in the Building on that Hulu stuff, right? And I was like,
yeah.
It's cool. They do like little podcasts off their phone, and it's like neat.
Yeah.
And apparently they do whatever. And so I told him, and so we did like a couple episodes, and the next thing you know, that he comes over with like the microphones,
Yeah.
and then like new add-on, and then we get the button and the bell for the cheers, and I'm just like, geez, dude, like it's gonna be a hobby, and now I'm like, it's like a part-time job.
It's like almost every time he sees me, I'm like, I got something new, man.
Yeah.
I got something new. I got this. I got that, and I told him.
Why not?
We had that like little 3.5. Well, we had like a little extended spring break because we both got busy, which I still think I recommend we do that every year anyway. We just, after our New Year's episode, we just take a little time off.
Hiatus.
Yeah, but and that's what led us into the whole USA conversation. We were talking about their TV shows, but I swear, man, those however long that was, 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
My brain just was like,
I
dude, I was like this. Let's do this.
Sure.
And this summer, like I'm thinking like
Get that vitamin D going
That whole-
on. You got some good.
that whole flat Choey and Jandler idea. I think to me it sounds cool. Like, cause I know I was telling him when I talked to him, which is when he said he created a monster. I know at least 7-8 people I can think of off the top of my head that are from other countries.
Yeah.
That know people. So I'm like, if nothing else, like, hey, if you send them this,
I'll
maybe,
share it with my friends.
yeah, but not even just like the podcast, but I'm like, send them, like, I want to
Send us around the world.
Yeah, I want to send us around the world and just get recognition from understand like how to say cheers, how to do this. Like we want to say cheers to everybody.
Yeah.
But we want to say we're doing it with the people that are following us right now.
Of course.
So
Give
like
props to the people that.
yeah, I mean we hope that we can. Dude, how many countries are there in the world? Like 280 or something like that? It was like
There's more than 5 for sure.
Yeah.
we have 6. We actually have 7 followers if you count the USA, which technically we should.
We're not on Mars yet, though.
We're not on Mars. So we need. So I should call NASA. Hey, can you send this podcast with the
195.
astronauts? Yeah, that was over 200. Man.
Yeah.
Well, we've said before, not every episode, but we like to teach people stuff here and there. So Choey just informed people that there are 195 countries in the world.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a fun one.
195 recognized
It
nations.
says here are 6 of the most common answers. Like I'm like, okay, why would how are you not counting these things? It says 195 sovereign states according to the United Nations, 201 states with at least partial recognition, 204 de facto sovereign nations, 206 Olympic nations, 211 FIFA countries eligible for the World Cup, 249 country codes, and the ISO standard. And the last thing I'm going to add on is there's also a partridge
In a pear
actually
tree.
in a pear tree.
Man, like I said, there's just crap ton of editing going on. It's going to be like insane. No, but so to finish what I was talking about, because I don't even know where that blacked out on. I wanted this summer, my goal is to put us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And putting the Plotagon, and I need to email it to them because when I did that movie, I sent it to Plotagon, and they wanted to like promote it or like kind of use it with promotions, and I was like, yeah, I got no problem with that. That's cool.
Oh, yeah,
but I want to send them some of the digital shorts I've been doing because I've been recognizing them as I use it. So I use digital images from them with our audio to put on YouTube, so that way it's something different. And I think it's funny. Like I told him, I made it with videos and I made it with screenshots, and to me, I just laughed more when I saw the screenshots. Like I didn't like. I just thought it was.
Especially when I'm in hell.
Yeah, like well,
technically.
It's not, no, that's a burning. It's a burning kitchen.
But it looks like that.
So that was one of the things I wanted to do. I wanted to keep putting more. I wanted to link our Twitter and our Instagram. I've researched how to do it online, like Googled it, but the directions it says online every time I do it, it doesn't work, and so I got to keep. I'm keeping on that. I'm doing digital shorts now for our YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
But once I feel like I said, I have on our Spotify homepage, I have it set to where it links to our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. But all 4 links, when I checked them this morning, they said they were broken. So somehow I did something wrong. And so I got to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
Once I got all that done, my goal is then to put it on my Facebook. I don't have a whole lot of followers. I mean, I have like I think 300 friends or something. Yeah. But that's enough. What I've started doing is like I texted or messaged a friend of mine in Tennessee, I think last week. I was like, hey man, if you ever get bored, you and your wife get bored, listen to this podcast. I messaged somebody from our high school the other day. Yeah. And I was like, hey man, you ever get bored, check out me and Choey, because he knows me and Choey. And I was like, it's just, and I even sent it to my soccer friends last week. I was like, if y'all get bored, here's this. And then I replied the next day. I was like, just so y'all know, it's a teacher podcast. But it's me and him, we sharing funny stories and just joking. It's not like it's serious, man. You know, it's
just reminiscent.
We try and make it entertaining, you know?
That's
yeah.
possible.
Yeah. You're reminiscent about the truth. You're reminiscent about things that have, as educators.
And he brought up, since he's an admin and I'm a teacher, like there's different perspectives, you know?
Yeah.
So like he'll say one thing, or he sees it from one angle, I see it from another angle. So. No, what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh, there's 2 things. I keep forgetting. I'm pretty sure I didn't tell you unless you saw on my Facebook. So we went to Port A last week, right, for a couple of days, family.
You said something about a flat tire, huh?
Yeah, coming back, me and my stepmom, we got a flat tire, right? And we were like a mile from the exit, and the whole. Like, when we left here, we were on the highway, like I-10 through San Antonio. We're like, man, it kind of shakes. And even in Port A, we looked at it. But we kept thinking it was normal, and the PSI was normal. But, like, you would hear, like, these bumps, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of heard it again, and we stopped. And right before, here, just take this over here. Because you're more situated with the mic. Right before it popped, we stopped. Looked at it, we're like, well, it looks good. And then we kept going. Wasn't that long after, it just blew out. And luckily she was being very cautious about it, and so like nothing major happened. But dude, we're on the highway, and because of my injuries, it's like she asked me if I know how to change a tire. I was like, I know how to change a tire, but I was like, my whole left side doesn't work, so it's not easy for me. Plus she didn't have a jack, right? So we had to we had a spare tire and everything, but we didn't have a jack. So I told her, like, you don't even have a jack, so I can't even jack it up if I wanted to. But we had to wait like an hour and a half for someone to kind of come help us jack it up and get the spare tire on. Yeah. And they came all the way from Corpus, which is kind of weird because we were close to George West and Three Rivers and stuff. So, but then we went to George West to get a spare tire. And this is what kind of thought was funny is, man, it's been years since I've been to a small Texas town. I mean, no offense to George West. It's not San Antonio. No, you know, it's like it's nowhere near San Antonio. And you're just like, oh my, like I was telling friends, I was like, I saw a Radio Shack there. I was like, dude, I didn't see a Radio Shack in years.
No way.
Yeah, apparently not in George West, you know?
They still have like JCPenney's Radio Shack.
It's Shaquille, he brought it out in George West.
It's got like an extra A or an I in there. Yeah. Raid.
Yeah.
RAIDEO.
No, it's SHAQ. Shaq brought it out, you know? No, but that was kind of crazy. So
it's small town hospitality. That's what it is.
Well, they were nice. I mean, I get like we GPS. You know, you ever use GPS?
Small town, so
use GPS and it doesn't always. Maybe it doesn't tell you what you need to know, or it misses like a step or something. You kind of like it tells you to turn here. You turn, and then you're like, where's this place I'm going?
Yeah.
We were like a block away, but I get out and I walk into this. It was an auto parts store, like a mom and pop type place.
Was it a Franklin?
No, like it was like a mom and pop place type. And I walk in, I was just like, hey, I'm looking for Cadena Tire or whatever, right? And then little small plug. But I'm looking for Cadena Tire, and they could have like.
Cheers.
They could have. I mean, they could have. They could have easily been like, "What are you talking about?" or whatever. Like, or how can we help you instead, right?
Yeah.
But the guy was like, "No, it's one block over," and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then the guy got us. We ended up. It was the right front tire, the passenger side that we blew out.
Yeah.
But the left front looked bad too, so we ended up getting 2 used tires on both.
Yeah.
And the guy did it for $150.
That's not bad.
So I was like, and he did it like that, man. You know what gets me? I have a ton of Alexas in my apartment. Like every room, right? They're all linked together.
Yeah.
But I get these, like if I get like a shipment or whatever, like a delivery, they'll be like, you got a notification. So every day I get a notification. I also get notifications for weather.
Yeah.
But they're all like heat advisory. And I'm like, oh, imagine that.
No.
Yeah. No in kidding, right? But no, I come out every day to Monday through Friday. I don't come out to the pool on the weekends because families and stuff are off. But I like coming out during the summer. I get in my pool at 10, right? I come out here, I exercise, swim a little bit, which is awesome, man, for the body.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll kind of hang out in the sun. Because, dude, I don't think it's starting to get hot now. You know, it's like most of the time. You get here at like 10:30.
Not as bad.
I mean, yeah, it's not as bad. There's a little bit of a breeze. When the breeze is there, it's cool. But no, I didn't know, like, if y'all going on trips or anything.
No, we're gonna go to the river. I think a little bit like next week. We're going for the couple days. We're thinking about doing it next month too, going to the beach. But jeez, man, no, it's just so like the humidity and being so muggy. It's gross. Like
you should have seen like some of the pictures. Now it was cool.
I mean, especially if I was swapping districts.
My stepsister, I saw like they had a nice little cottage or whatever. When we went down there. It was cool. It was cool for the days we were there. But I mean, like. No offense to the Texas beaches, man. They're just not the same as like Hawaii or San Diego or Florida or something, you know? It's not the same. One thing I want to do, and I got to call them today because I've been forgetting to do it all week. There's some, remember last summer, Choey made fun of me because I got sunburned kayaking.
Oh, I remember that.
I want to do, so I'm going to go night kayaking. I'm trying to set up a group. Where we go night kayaking. I used to
live in that city too, San Marcos.
Yeah, do night kayaking. They have like I don't know if it's plastic or if it's like glass or like if it's clear bottom. Well, either way, it's clear bottom, right? But I don't know if it's plastic or glass or whatever. But then they get LED lights kind of around the kayak, so you see. It's kind of like you ever Cosmic Bowl or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of like that, I think. You know, it's dark, but you got lights.
So again, like. I guess my brain's just hardwired like that. Like, so immediately I'm like thinking like some scary movie where like you just get to see the thing coming up through the plexiglass right before you die.
You're the only guy that'd be like, what could go wrong?
There's snakes on the river. I used to swim in that river. There's snakes on the river.
Oh,
remember that movie Lake Placid?
Remember
crocodile, alligator, whatever.
No, I just feel like
river is spring fed, so it's beautiful. It's cold. It's gorgeous.
What's Chapin Choey just always services? No, I do remember snakes because we went. The teachers went.
No, there you go. See,
what'd you say?
Cottonmouth snakes.
Yeah. Well, we went to we call it the $5 spot. It's like it's 281 going towards Valverde. Yeah. There's like you cross a bridge and there's a little part of I think it's the Guadalupe.
With inflation, is it like the $15 spot now?
Who knows, man? But like we went and we were all pretty much just in tubes, just chilling, and we were all like we kind of tied the tubes together. We're just relaxing. Yeah. And only me and another teacher saw it. A snake slithered by as we're in the water. Like I pulled my feet out of because your feet are you're on a tube and your feet are not. I pulled my feet out, but the snake didn't see us, luckily. But I mean, like the snakes that are in the water.
Maybe it did see you and it just didn't want to get messed with it.
Maybe. I mean,
I love how everybody's like, "Oh, they're more scared of you than you are them." Really? No, I don't think so. I'm like, when's the last time you saw a snake crawl across the ground? No, it slithers. You have no idea where it's going. It's got no arms and legs.
Yeah, you don't know what it's going to do. But anyway, it didn't happen, so cool.
Like, before we had to, I just want to say, because I'm not paranoid, it is one of those things. One of the favorite things I ever saw from this comedian, and he passed away a while back, but it was funny. He said he went scuba diving for the first time with his family, and he said, the scuba instructor's like, if a shark's bothering you, wait till it swims up to you, and you punch it in the nose, and then it'll leave you alone because it doesn't like that. And he goes, maybe you need to figure out what your definition of bother. Like, what if the shark's not trying to do anything to you? And then you're just like, pow, pow. And then it's like, the shark looks at you and is like, what was that for? And he's like, I thought you were going to bite me. And he's like, well, I wasn't, but I am now. And he's like, I think it's bothersome when you shear my leg off at the hip.
That's another good digital short, potentially. I wasn't going to bite you, but I am now.
I'm like, those are those ridiculous things that people are like, well, that's stupid. Why do you think like that? Because I do. Statistically speaking, here's a trivia question for you. Safer to fly or safer to drive? Statistically speaking.
Oh, well, safer to fly. Because don't you get more accidents than you do plane crashes?
But here's the thing, though. I know plenty of people who've been in a car accident. How many people do you know have been in a plane accident? They're not called plane accidents. First off, they're called plane crashes.
I think the biggest difference, though, in that is that, and why people have that fear, is a car accident, depending on the level of severity, you can walk away with a car accident. Plane crash, the odds are...
I'm just saying, how many people do you know? I don't know anybody. I know I've read, articles, so-and-so survived a plane crash. I'm pretty sure they didn't fall, really high from the sky in a 747 and then survived that accident. I'm just saying.
Have you heard the people that, went skydiving and their parachute didn't open and they somehow, walked away from it? Well, they didn't walk away, but they didn't die.
Yeah, but they're in, a wheelchair for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Those stats are just, statistically more people die from bee stings every year than they do shark bites. You know why? Because they're allergic to bees. I've been stung by bees. I've never been bitten by a shark.
Did I tell you, real quick, I think I told you this story. I can't remember. We had some wasps. We have these benches around our playground, right? And there was some wasp nests, and the custodians knew about it. And so I told my class, I was like, hey, stay away from these benches. There's wasps there. Go play on the playground. You shouldn't be by these anyway because they're really nowhere. They're by it, but they're not in the near vicinity, right? And then I told my other teachers, I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, I'll be right back. I come back because I didn't get a chance to go during lunch or whatever, right? Yeah. I come back and I have all these kids are by these benches that I told them not to be by. So I go over there and I shoo them away. And in the process of shooing my kids away, I get stung twice. Oh. And I cannot express how pissed off I was, right? The kids saw me because I'm like, I got stung because y'all didn't listen to me and I'm shooing you guys away. They looked at me and I was just like, oh my God, get away.
You're like, I'm suspending somebody.
Get away now.
I don't even have the power to do it, but I'm doing it.
Right. But way to bring us down at the end.
It's reality.
I feel like we need what's Chopping Choey? What he hates more, the ocean or binge watching TV shows,
I just don't want to get stung or bit or anything else like that.
All right, man. Hey, a quick plug on social media. Like I said, there's not a lot of stuff yet on. There's nothing on MySpace. Eventually, right? Yeah. But I try and every week or two we put stuff on TikTok and Instagram. You want to hit us up there and Twitter. Choey and Jan, CHOEYN, the letter N, JAN. And we're there on those social platforms. And then, like I said, we're putting it out as much as we can. Putting it on YouTube. Eventually, we have a Facebook page, and we'll share that with more people as we go. So until the next time, and if I don't see you, this is our summer break time, right? Obviously, I want to get together and do. My thing is I want to do some digital shorts this summer just to help me out. But I'll see you early August as we start prepping for the new quote-unquote season, right?
Don't get stung by bees, bit by snakes, or sharks.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Choey's tip for you. All right. Take it easy, guys.